1, 2, 3. Applause, please.
The Crypto Queen, the rise and fall of Ruja Ignatova. Our story begins in Ruse, Bulgaria, an awesome city on the banks of Danube River. It was here in May 30th, 1980 that Ruja Ignatova was born. The Bulgaria of Ruja's childhood was a country of transition, emerging from decades of communist rule and stepping tentatively into a new era of capitalism and opportunity. From an early age, Ruja displayed keen intelligence and a drive to succeed. Her parents, both well-educated professionals, instilled in her the value of hard work and academic achievement. As a child, she was described as precocious and ambitious, always striving to be at the top of her class. In 1989, when Ruja was just 9 years old, her family made the decision to immigrate to Germany. This move would prove pivotal in shaping her future. In Germany, young Ruja quickly adapted to her new environment, learning the language and excelling in her studies. Her natural aptitude for mathematics and economics began to shine through, setting the stage for her later pursuits. As a teenager, Ruja was well known for her charm and charisma. She had a way of captivating those around her, a skill that would later serve her well in her business endeavor. But beneath the surface, there was always a sense of restlessness, a burning ambition to prove herself and achieve greatness. Ruja's drive led her to pursue higher education with vigor. She earned her PhD in law from the University of Constance, followed by a stint at Oxford University. Her academic achievements were impressive, but for Ruja, they were merely stepping stones to greater things. In her personal life, Ruja maintained an air of mystery. She married a German lawyer, but the relationship was short-lived. Those who knew her described a woman who was intensively focused on her career, often at the expense of personal relationships. Love, it seemed, took a backseat to ambition. As Ruja entered her 30s, she had already achieved more than many do in a lifetime. She had education, intelligence, and charm. But for the woman who became known as the Crypto Queen, this was just the beginning. The world of cryptocurrency was still in its infancy when Ruja Ignatova took notice. Bitcoin, first and most famous cryptocurrency, had been launched in 2009, and by the early 2010s, it was beginning to capture the imagination of tech enthusiasts and financial speculators. Ruja, with her background in law and economics, was quick to recognize the potential of this new technology. She saw in cryptocurrency not just a new form of money, but a whole new financial ecosystem that could potentially revolutionize the way the world conducted business. Her entry into the crypto world was calculated and deliberate. She immersed herself in the technology, studying blockchain and the underlying principles of cryptocurrency. But Ruja wasn't just content to be another player in this emerging market. She wanted to be a pioneer, a leader, someone who would leave an indelible mark on the industry. In 2014, Ruja made her first big move. She founded OneCoin.
Ruja Ignatova, I'm very pleased to see you. I'm now in the new OneCoin office.
OneCoin, Ruja claimed, would be faster, more secure, and more user-friendly than Bitcoin. It would be the cryptocurrency for the masses and the one that would eventually bring this revolutionary technology into the mainstream. Ruja's timing was impeccable. The crypto market was booming, with Bitcoin's value skyrocketing and new cryptocurrencies emerging almost daily. Investors were eager for the next big opportunity, and Ruja positioned OneCoin as exactly that. She began touring the world, giving impassioned speeches about the potential of OneCoin and the future of cryptocurrency. Her presentations were masterclasses in persuasion, dressed impeccably, often in flowing red gowns that earned her the nickname the Bitcoin Killer. Ruja commanded attention wherever she. In 2 years, nobody would speak about Bitcoin anymore, she boldly claimed in one event. The audience, captivated by her confidence and charisma, hung on her every word. Ruja's speech was simple but compelling. OneCoin, she said, was not just a cryptocurrency, it was a complete ecosystem. It would include its own marketplace, where OneCoin would be used to purchase goods and services. It would have its own educational platform, the One Academy, where people could learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. But perhaps most enticing of all was the promise of astronomical returns. Ruja painted a picture of a future where early investors in OneCoin would become become millionaires, even billionaires. It was a vision of financial freedom, of a world where anyone, regardless of their background or current financial situation, could achieve wealth beyond the wildest dreams. The response was overwhelming. People from all walks of life, from seasoned investors to ordinary individuals with little financial knowledge, flocked to OneCoin. Money poured in from across the globe, with particularly strong interest in developing countries where people saw OneCoin as a ticket out of poverty. Ruja Ignatova, the girl from Bulgaria who had always dreamed of greatness, was now at the helm of what appeared to be one of the fastest growing companies in the world. She had successfully positioned herself as a visionary leader in the exciting new world of cryptocurrency. But as OneCoin grew and the money continued to flow in, something began to change in Ruja. The line between ambition and greed, always thin, began to blur. The woman who had once spoken passionately about changing the world was increasingly focused on one thing: accumulating vast personal wealth, no matter the cost. As OneCoin's popularity soared, so did Ruja Ignatova's ambition. The company's rapid growth brought in millions of dollars, and with it, a taste of the kind of wealth and power Ruja had always craved. But instead of using this success as a platform to deliver on her promises, Ruja's focus shifted. Visionary leader began to transform into something far more sinister, a master fraudster. The first sign that all was not as it seemed with OneCoin began to emerge in 2015. While Ruja continued to tout OneCoin as a revolutionary cryptocurrency, experts in the field started to raise alarm bells. And like Bitcoin and other legitimate cryptocurrencies, OneCoin had no blockchain, the centralized ledger technology that is fundamental to how cryptocurrencies work. Instead, OneCoin operated more like a traditional pyramid scheme. Ruja was undeterred by the growing skepticism. She doubled down on her marketing efforts, hosting ever more lavish events and making increasingly grandiose promises. At an event in London's Wembley Arena in 2016, Ruja, resplendent in a ball gown, told the cheering crowd that OneCoin would become the #1 cryptocurrency in the world.
Be the #1 cryptocurrency worldwide.
Behind the scenes, however, the reality was different. Internal communications later revealed by investigators showed that Ruja and her inner circle were well aware that OneCoin was a scam. In one damning email, Ruja referred to their investors as idiots and spoke openly about their exit strategy. As the deception deepened, so did Ruja's paranoia. She began to surround herself with bodyguards and grew increasingly isolated from all but her closest associates. Her lavish lifestyle became more extravagant, with reports of multi-million-dollar properties, luxury yachts, and private jets. But even as Ruja indulged in her newfound wealth, cracks were beginning to show in the OneCoin facade. In 2016, several countries, including Germany, India, and Vietnam, began to take action against OneCoin, warning citizens about the risks of investing in the scheme. Ruja's responses was to go on the offensive. She dismissed the warnings as attempts by the traditional financial system to suppress a revolutionary new currency. She even went so far as to sue her own brother, Konstantin Ignatov, and her father for fraud when they questioned the legitimacy of OneCoin. As the pressure mounted, Ruja's behavior became increasingly erratic. She was rarely seen in public, and when she did appear, she was surrounded by heavy security. Her once charismatic speeches were replaced by pre-recorded video messages to investors. In a final desperate attempt to keep the scheme, Ruja announced plans for an initial coin offering (ICO) in 2017. This, she promised, would be the moment when OneCoin would finally be listed on cryptocurrency exchanges, allowing investors to cash out their tokens. But the ICO never materialized. Instead, it marked the beginning of the end of the self-proclaimed Crystal Queen. In October 2017, Ruja was scheduled to speak at a OneCoin event in Lisbon, Portugal. Investors from around the world had gathered, eager to hear from their leader, but Ruja never showed up. she had vanished, taking with her billions of dollars in investor funds. The OneCoin empire Ruja had built on lies and false promises was about to come crashing down. But for Ruja Ignatova, the game wasn't over. It was merely entering a new phase, one of life on the run. The disappearance of Ruja Ignatova sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency world and left thousands of investors in a state of panic, disbelief. The woman who had promised them untold riches had vanished into thin air along with their money. In the days and weeks following Ruja's disappearance, the true scale of the OneCoin fraud began to emerge. Investigators estimate that the scheme had defrauded investors of anywhere between $4 billion and $15 billion, making it one of the largest scams in history. As news of the fraud spread, authorities around the world sprang into action. In 2019, the United States Department of Justice charged Ruja Ignatova in absentia with wire fraud, security fraud, and money laundering. Interpol issued a red notice for her arrest, and she was added to Europe's most wanted list. But despite the global manhunt, Ruja remained elusive. Sightings were reported in various countries from Thailand to Russia to Dubai, but none could be confirmed. It was as if the crypto queen had simply vanished into thin air. In the absence of Ruja, attention turned to her associates. Her brother, Konstantin Ignatov, who had taken over leadership of OneCoin after Ruja's disappearance, was arrested in Los Angeles International Airport in March 2019. He later pleaded guilty to charges of money laundering and fraud, agreeing to cooperate with authorities in exchange for a reduced sentence. Other key figures in the OneCoin scheme were also brought to justice. Sebastian Greenwood, one of the co-founders, was extradited from Thailand to the United States to face charges. Mark Scott, a lawyer who had helped launder hundreds of millions of dollars for OneCoin, was convicted and sentenced to prison. But the central figure in the drama, Ruja Ignatova herself, remained at large. As the years passed, theories about her whereabouts multiplied. Some speculated that she had undergone plastic surgery and was living under an assumed identity. Others believed she had been killed by disgruntled investors or rival criminal organizations. In 2022, 5 years after her disappearance, the FBI added Ruja to its 10 most wanted list, offering $100,000 for information leading to her arrest. This renewed attention sparked fresh interest in the case, but still no concrete leads emerged. However, in January 2024, a significant development occurred. German authorities announced that they had seized a luxury apartment in the heart of Frankfurt, believed to belong to Ruja Ignatova. The property, valued at $1.5 million, was purchased in 2014 under the name of a shell company linked to Ruja. This discovery suggested that despite her disappearance, Ruja must still be maintaining control over at least some of her ill-gotten gains. As of June 2024, Ruja Ignatova remains at large. Her current whereabouts are unknown. No confirmed sightings have been reported. The search continues, with law enforcement agencies around the world collaborating in the effort to bring the crypto queen to justice. Meanwhile, the aftermath of OneCoin scam continues to reverberate. Many of the scheme's victims, particularly those developing countries, lost their life savings. Support groups were formed, both online and in person, as people struggled to come to terms with their losses and seek ways to recover at least some of their money. The OneCoin saga has also had a lasting impact on the cryptocurrency industry. Regulators around the world have tightened their oversight on crypto projects, and investors have become more cautious, demanding greater transparency and proof of legitimacy before committing their funds. As for Ruja Ignatova herself, her story has become a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked greed and power of deception. From a promising young student in Bulgaria to the mastermind behind one of the largest financial fraud in history, Ruja's journey is a testament to the dark side of ambition. Yet, as as long as she remains at large, the story of the crypto queen is not truly over. For the thousands of victims of her fraud, for the law enforcement agencies tasked with bringing her to justice, and for a world still grappling with the implications of her crimes, the hunt for Ruja Ignatova continues. Will she ever be found? Will justice finally be served? Or will the crypto queen, like the digital currency she promised but never delivered, remain forever out of reach? Only time will tell. But one more thing is certain: the legend of Ruja Ignatova, the cryptocurrency queen, will endure a modern day parable of greed and the elusive nature of justice in our digital age.